jam-packed. We've got the caravan on. We're heading out. Going to go up to Tamworth in New South Wales and check out a couple of Jeep builds. So we'll get going. Jeeps are all secured. Wire away. Robin's in. She's ready to go. She's just organising Tilly. Can't go without the dog. Today we're going to check out this Jeep here. Belongs to Neil from Marathon Spares. That's his latest concept. We have featured it in Jeep Action Magazine, give it a good coverage. There's nothing like checking them out in the flesh. So we're going to go over it with Neil, and might even go for a drive. Okay, I've dragged Neil out of the workshop, and he's going to give us a rundown on this great concept. As I said, we've covered it before, but nothing like seeing it in real life. So Neil, what have we got here?
It's my own personal take on the ideal army Jeep, or military Jeep if you want to put it that way. Over the years we've had several Jeeps that we've modified to get better traction, a bit faster, better motors, but we've never had the comfort.
Yep.
And we've never had the choice of having a longer wheelbase. So after having several of them, I decided you eventually learn after experiences what you'd like to have.
Yep.
And I said, I want more leg room, I want a longer wheelbase, so we sourced a CJ7 chassis. When I was a young fella, I always had Windsor V8s in my cars, and I just thought one day I'm putting one in an army Jeep.
Nice.
So we sourced one of those, and then we needed a transmission that had an overdrive without having a fairy overdrive, which gave us problems. So from America we got a 4-speed Ford transmission that come out as some F100s.
Yep.
That fourth gear was actually overdrive.
Okay.
But no first crawler gear. So the process started. I got from the Philippines a body that was designed for a military body that went on a Suzuki, which had a longer bonnet, a longer guards, and a bit longer in the rear end. But what I had to do was cut in the middle of the body and add 200 mil, because if you stretch one end and leave one end short, it's all out of proportion. So the whole idea was also to get extra leg room.
Yep.
To run bucket seats.
Yep.
That process was the easy part. The hard part is it has to be engineered.
Yep.
And you've got to find an engineer that'll work with you, and you've got to work with him. He's got his rules and regulations, and you know what it's like with engineering. You've got to do the right thing. Because it's a 1978 model vehicle, we had to comply with what was in a 78 model Jeep.
Yep.
Even though it looks like a World War II Jeep.
It's registered as a CJ7.
It's registered as a CJ7.
And engineered as a CJ7.
Hence we had to have bucket seats, we had to have a roll bar that came out of a CJ7, had the correct points for the seat belts. We had to have a heated demister put to it, we had to have electric wipers, 2-speed, had to have blinkers. We had to put a charcoal canister box in there for pollution. But basically, besides that, things like mud flaps had to be fitted to get past the Australian design rules. We've put a winch on it to, hopefully we don't need it, but see if you do.
Always good to have a winch.
Yeah, it's sort of, as you get older, you sort of get a little bit wiser where you're driving.
Yep. No, I think it's really good that you do it with all your concepts. You get them engineered, and it covers everything, insurance and accidents. So it's worth the process going through that, and it looks really good. Engine Neil, this is normal style, is it? Just
straight up. There's no. With the later model vehicles, you're supposed to have two locks on your bonnet.
Okay.
But we're lucky we got one each side.
Ah,
so that it becomes 2,
Right.
which was.
yep.
I know it's a small thing, but
Yeah.
that passes the rules.
Yep.
So,
Well, it fits in there very nicely. And I mean, the CJ7 did come out with a V8, especially in America. Not so many here. So it makes it a lot easier for engineering.
yeah, well, it did because I spoke to the engineer and gave him all the specifications that the CJ7 had a 304 AMC motor in it, and he said that made it so much easier. And he just put an AMC 304 replaced by a Ford-powered 302.
302.
And that was
Yep.
that made it a lot easier.
Yes. No bigger in.
But as you can
in
see,
size.
because these mud guards are 4 inches longer, Michael, you can see that there's a lot more room for the motor, and we can run a standard fan,
Yep.
and we can run a normal radiator
Yep.
without it,
I'll get Robin to
without,
come around and have a look at the fan.
without having to put thermostatic fans out the front and all
Yep.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's good.
Now,
No, that's right. Fits in there really nice.
we're running just a 350 Holly.
Uh-huh.
I know a lot of the off-roaders don't like them, but here in Performance modified this for off-road,
Yep.
and actually it works very well.
Good.
It doesn't flood, it's on the side of a hill, it'll just idle.
Yep.
And so for what I'm doing,
Yeah.
it's simple and it's easy.
Yep.
Power steering makes a big difference. I originally didn't have power steering,
Uh-huh.
but it was just too heavy on the nose, Mike.
Getting a bit old?
Getting old. No, I'm spoiled. It was getting a little bit hot off-road when we went to Camp Coffs, so I put a little radiator, like a shroud
shroud there,
around
yeah.
it. So
No, good.
I haven't tried it since then, but I
Yep.
think that'll make a
Yep.
big difference.
Nice.
But no, it's all tucks in there nicely. And
Yeah, good. Now this has got a nice lot of leg room, Neil. Nice access here for you bigger fellas.
it is. It's good. We can move the seats backwards and forwards,
Wow.
which is very unusual for this style of vehicle.
So for me, you're looking at an Army Jeep look here, which is great. Got that military feel.
All the
But then you're sitting in a nice seat and got a nice opening, so that's great. So tell us about the seats.
Yeah, the seats, originally I put the military seats in it, but not very comfortable. You can't adjust them. And also, unbeknownst to me, when I spoke to the engineer, the seats have got to be compliant to a 1978 model.
Okay.
So, and also, so I just took them back out. And I got some JK Wrangler seats that
Keep it Jeep. Good.
keep it Jeep. I was able to get special ADR approved seat boxes from a company in Brisbane.
Yep.
So you just bolt the box to the floor
Uh-huh.
and you bolt the seat to that, and that's all ADR approved,
Okay.
which makes it much
Yep.
better for the engineering. And then all the seat belts all marry up to the seats the same as they did on the JK Wrangler.
Yep.
So,
That's good.
and that just makes all the engineering
Yeah.
sides, and safety.
Yes. And this is a CJ7 roll bar, I can see.
Yes, and the benefit of that was if you build your own roll bar, it has to be approved,
Certified.
and that's a very expensive exercise, especially with your points where your seatbelts bolt on.
Yep.
But because we were able to get one that was off a CJ7,
Okay.
it's original equipment, and
Yep.
that solved that problem.
Had the original seatbelt mounting points.
It did, yes,
Made the
and,
engineer happy.
But we had, because the roll bar is within a certain distance of your head, you've got to have it padded.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you don't want to be hitting anything.
No. No, that's good. Feels good to have seatbelts.
Well, it does. You feel safe
So,
before.
and JK seats are really comfy and good, so
Yeah.
that's excellent.
Yeah, no, you can sit in it now. Like when you're in a normal old army Jeep, you're virtually sitting on the point of your bum, and
Yeah.
after several hours, you're very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, you can just
Yeah.
sit here
And Robin, just zero in here, because look, there's a gap here.
and.
There's a gap here.
Look at
I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, come on, mate.
We'll just go over the drivetrain again, Neil, for everybody. So we've got a Dana 30 front, 44 rear,
Yes.
and you said you had a 4-speed manual transmission.
4-speed manual transmission.
Yep.
It's called an RTS,
Okay.
which has got the fourth gears overdrive.
Transfer case
Is
is.
a Dana 20.
Uh-huh.
And I've put the crawler gears in there.
Yep.
The low reductions gears, it gives
Okay.
it a 3.4 to 1 ratio.
Yep.
We've gone 373 ratios in the front and rear.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm running virtually standard size tyres, and it all marries up well. it's good off road and on the highway. It's got plenty of legs.
What size tyre is it?
They're a 235 by 85.
So what's that in?
Equivalent to the old 750 by
Yeah.
16, like on a Land Cruiser
Yeah.
or the Fairly
Yeah.
Jeeps.
And any traction aids in the diffs?
I've got slippery dip.
Bikini top, keep the weather off you.
Yep.
Keep the sun mainly.
Getting the sun off.
Yep.
Yeah. And we had to put little braces on the windscreen because when they get up to sort of 80, 90 kilometres an hour, the windscreen flexes backwards and forwards
Yep.
with the hood. So I had to put this on to stop the flex.
Yep.
And it's virtually just a standard aftermarket spring that came out from the States. And you don't need height, Michael. You just need to get it. You know, it's a good, comfortable ride.
Sway bar on there, so it'll drive nice. And no, really, you've done a great job. So the next question is, can we go for a drive?
We sure can. You driving?
Of course. No, you go first.
Did the right thing.
Here we go. Nice day for it, Neil.
Oh, beautiful. We should be out in the hills driving around, not working in the shop. No, it's something I've always wanted to do, and it's
Oh, it's great.
everything works well, and
Like you say, bit more wheelbase, bit more comfort.
comfort,
No one can.
bit of room around the steering wheel.
No one can complain about that.
It's, we had to have a little a GPS speedo put in because the original one we put in, because of all the modifications, it's very hard to get the speedo accurate.
Yep.
So we put a GPS one in, and which
I've got the old soft top flapping, which is normal. I'll torque up a bit, but nice to be out in it. Drives really nice, even from the passenger seat. But I'll get in that driver's side very soon. And yeah, just cruise along here. We're doing 50 kilometres an hour, 60 kilometres an hour on a back road, and very pleasant. So, done a great job. Well, that was a blast. What a great Jeep. Beautiful gearbox. Engine's nice, it's not noisy, but when you put your foot down, you know you're in a V8. Wheelbase is great. I think you're driving a CJ7. So thanks for showing us, Neil, and you've done a great job.
yeah, no, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it enough. I should be more often.
I might go for another drive. We'll catch you later.
See you later.